show. I'm so happy that you're all here today and that you've tuned in after, for most of us, it was a long weekend. So happy Thanksgiving to all my Canadian friends. And it was Columbus Day in the US. I hope you had a great holiday and maybe have some after effects after some big meals and some cocktails and things, but don't worry, you are in the right spot. I'm so happy to have you all here today. Okay, so why am I holding this? Yes, we will be making a delicious, healthy pumpkin spice latte. So stay tuned for this. It is an amazing recipe. You're gonna love it. It's something I make probably on the daily these days because it is pumpkin spice season, isn't it? Without all the calories and of course without all of that sugar. So you're gonna love that recipe. Why am I holding this? Does everybody know what this is? Say hello, everyone. Yes, it is the poop platter. We're talking about gallbladder health today. So this is something that we're going to come back to and making sure that we have healthy gallbladder function. Even if you've had your gallbladder removed, we're going to talk about that because I've had so many requests to talk about that. We're also talking about, what is it? That belly fat. We always come back to this. So I've got tips for that as well. And endometriosis. So I know a lot of the ladies out there, you had some questions for me. We have a whole section talking about balancing those hormones and what we can do. We're going to be going to the beauty set, talking about what you can do for that cramping and pain if you do have any type of issues in the abdominal area, ladies. Okay, so that you are going to love. Now, if you missed last week's show, we talked about full body detox, as we often do, healthy cell phone use. We will be coming back to that as well. And something that you can do, and the settings specifically that you can set your phone to make it a little bit healthier for you so that you don't have all of that exposure. Please say hello. Let me know where you're from. Frozen's back. Yes, the famous poop platter is back. It is here again. It's so great to have you all here today. Please let me know where you're streaming in from. And it's so great to have you here because, yes, good morning, little mama 2456. Nice to see you. Abdul, nice to see you, and good morning or good evening to some of you. I know people are in. Let me know where you're from because I know that everybody is here from different parts of the world, which is so amazing. Last week we also talked about lion's mane. I did my lymphatic drainage routine. I hope some of you are doing that now, and that's news that you learned from me last week, which is amazing. And of course, we talked about weight loss last week as well. So it's so great to have you all here today. And I can't wait to get this show started. Is everybody ready? Okay, please put a 1 in the comments if you're here for the first time. Please follow as well. And make sure that you are following and subscribe so that you always get my new content that comes out every single day. We're always loading up so much content. Okay, let's talk about endometriosis, ladies. This is something that's so important. I also have tips for period cramps coming up, but guys, don't go anywhere. It's not just about the ladies today. We're going to be talking about healthy cell phone use, and that's really, really important for all of us. And we're going to be making that beautiful pumpkin spice latte. Okay. Now, what is endometriosis? Well, this is when endometrial tissue is going to implant in different places where it shouldn't be. So it can go into the fallopian tubes, into the ovaries, into the other organs, and the pelvic region. And this is something that, in terms of having your monthly cycle, could be shedding monthly, which is a problem, of course, and can cause a lot of pain and discomfort. You can now develop in this area a lot of adhesions and scar tissue as well. So when we look here, you can see that endometrial tissue is supposed to stay in the endometrium, but it's going to other areas. So it goes outside of the uterus. It can be on top of the fallopian tubes. It can be in the ovary region as well. And you can even have endometrial tissue in the nose causing nosebleeds. So if you're someone, and this is more common than what you would think, I used to see this all the time in my practice with my patients, that they would get nosebleeds around the time of their period because there was endometrial tissue actually that had migrated into that area. So something to be aware of. And don't worry, I've got tips though, how to deal with that pain and uncomfortable feeling and those cramps for that region. Okay, so let's now talk about what are some of the symptoms. So the most common, of course, is painful periods, irregular periods, so your cycle isn't always regular. There could be excessive bleeding as well. So that's number one, is the pain, but I've got my tip for that coming up using some essential oils and a specific blend that's actually been proven in the research to help with this, okay? Number two, you could also have low back pain. So here, Lucy, let me pick you up. Oh my gosh, I almost lost her lungs. I don't know what I'm thinking. Oh, yep, something just popped out of Lucy right there. So low back pain, if this is you, that could be related to endometriosis. And I'm just kicking her lung around. Sorry, Lucy. I'm sorry. So early in the morning to be doing that to you. So, of course, low back pain, it could be abdominal pains as well, as it's related to that endometriosis. Please give me some love. I want to see some hearts coming through here, guys. It's so great to have you all here. Okay, as well as number 3, constipation. A lot of bloating can be related to that endometrial tissue as well. And number 4, there could be painful intercourse. So this is problematic for a lot of relationships, of course, as well. And before I get to number 5, how about everybody hit that share button, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button before I continue. It helps to support me and the channel so that I can continue to bring all of this fantastic researched information to you in the best way possible, because we make it so fun here at the Dr. Janine Show. Okay, we're going on to number 5. Thanks, guys, for all the follows and the shares. You guys are the best. Love you, love you, love you. Okay. And I know a lot of you are suffering with these symptoms, and that's why definitely I wanted to make sure that was part of today's show. Okay, your bowel movements could be irregular, and you could have constipation as well. There could be pain with bowel movements and urination as well, because of, remember, that scar tissue and that endometrial tissue is in the wrong places, okay? Number 6 is infertility issues. So yes, this is a reason why a lot of women will go to the doctor, because they're having difficulty conceiving. That can be related as well to that endometriosis. Number 7 on the list, joint and nerve pain. So if you have those pains in the joints, where's my joints? Pain. We don't have, but we will get. So joint pain, nerve pain, that is related again. I'm going to pop over here really quickly. So if you're getting pains in the joints, that can even be related to that overall inflammation in your system, as it's related to that endometriosis. And number 8 on the list is chronic fatigue. So tired all the time. This is robbing you of your energy dealing with this endometriosis. But don't worry, I've got my tips coming up, and which was really going to help you. Okay, so now we're going over here, and I'm going to share. Now we're going to come back to belly fat in a few moments, so don't go anywhere, because I know everybody, that's top of mind for a lot of people, especially after that long weekend. How many people had turkey? Please put a turkey in the comments if you can find it. Hello, Nigeria. Nice to see you. Thanks for tuning in today. And Balkis is here from India. It's amazing. So it's nighttime there for you, of course. Yeah, thank you for tuning in. It's so great to have you here today. Thank you for the shares. I see that happening. Please hit that share button. Hit 10 shares. Okay, your friends have got to get in on this information as well. Okay, so we will be coming back to belly fat, I promise. Let's talk about my tips now, though, for endometriosis. So tip number 1 is fix your circadian rhythms. That means following what I call Mother Nature's prescription, getting outside, seeing that early morning sunlight, of course, without sunglasses, getting grounded. I do it every morning. Take off my shoes just for a few moments to pull up those electrons from the earth. This is going to set your circadian rhythms and your hormones. All of your hormones are reliant on this. If you're not yet doing this, whether you've got endometriosis or hormonal issues or not, something that you can do that's so simple every day. It only takes a couple minutes to do this every morning. It will change your life if you're not yet doing this. Did I see any turkeys there yet? Okay, please find a turkey. Nobody found a turkey. Okay, maybe nobody had turkey this weekend. We had actually steak at our house. I don't know, out of my 5 kids, I have one turkey lover, and she opted for steak. So I'm like, yeah, we're doing steak. So I was so happy about that. So we had steak. Okay, is that, Lizzie, is that a turkey? And Cardi Joe, yes, it is a turkey. I see that. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. Okay, number 2 for endometriosis. Doing that full body detox. We have to balance those hormones. That full body detox is so important. And of course, it's something that I talk about in a lot of my posts, so you can definitely find that information, which is amazing. Okay, number 3, increasing your green vegetables. Now this we know is healthy anyway, but this has actually specifically been studied in terms of women having endometriosis. And in this study, it was comparing to women in the lowest tertile of intake. A significant reduction in risk emerged for higher intake of green vegetables. So this has actually been studied. Of course, the title of this study is Selected Food Intake and Risk of Endometriosis. So you can look that up. Really, really important to increase your leafy greens. I hope that you're doing that. I made my green juices over the weekend with all of my greens. I juice them and add a bit of water and then drink that down. It's, for me, the easiest way to make sure that I'm getting all my greens. And that's something I'm going to share in a future. Maybe we'll do that next week. we'll get the blender and we'll put all the greens in, and I'll show you exactly how I do it at home to make sure that I'm getting my intake of greens. Who loves their green juices? Please put a 1 in the comments, guys. Okay, so great to have you all here. I see a lot of turkeys now, okay? Mary, I see that. Rahan, a lot of people. Gina, yes, has her turkey and had her turkey. Shella Rice, I think that's a turkey too. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love those little emojis of the turkeys. Okay, let's move on to number 4. So doing that castor oil pack on the abdomen. It's something that I've shown before. Let's go over here real quick. Putting that castor oil on that abdominal area. Really, really important. I have a specific recipe coming up though, specifically for menstrual cramps and for female related issues, endometriosis, pain, and those adhesions, the scar tissue. That recipe is coming up. We're going to go to the beauty second in just a second, so you're going to see that. Okay, number 5 on the list is our omega-3 fats. So making sure you're getting enough fish in your diet, clean fish, meaning you got to watch for those heavy metal toxins, of course, making sure that you're upping your game in terms of that heavy metal detox and full body detox when you are consuming more fish. But also you may need to supplement, and that's going to have that anti-inflammatory effect when you're getting that high dosage of your omega-3s, your DHA, your EPA, which is so important, okay? So that's really important. And number 6 on the list, that mind-body connection. So this is really interesting. I used to do a lot of energy work on my patients, and whenever there was infertility issues, a lot of pain, cramping in this area, energetically, this has to do with the second chakra, relationships. So if there was a history of my patient having, a bad breakup or relationship issues, that can be related, and that stuck energy can be stuck in that second chakra area that can cause and be the cause of some of these issues. So that's really important to note. So, finding some resolve, some mind-body work to help to resolve any of that stuck energy is really important, of course, for that endometriosis. So you can screenshot that really quickly so that you've got it. And then I think we're going to the beauty set, are we? Yes, we are. Awesome. Now we will be talking about the long-term effects of cell phone use in a little while. So great to have you all here today. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Please share and make sure that you are following, and please subscribe. I see a bunch of people, new people that are here today. Thank you for tuning in. Emily Carr, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for sharing. And of course, thank you for following as well. So many new people here. It's great to see you. So we do this, just so that you know, we do this every Tuesday at this time at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, let's go over here. Let's talk about now that amazing recipe. So this has actually been studied, and there is a study that talks about the combination of these specific essential oils to help with menstrual pain and inflammation in this region, which is so important. So all you're going to do, and this is the dosage, is a 2-to-1 ratio of the lavender, clary sage, and marjoram essential oils. Now I like to use a carrier oil. And here we can see the actual study that was done on this in dysmenorrhea pain relief assessment by aromatic essential oil massage on outpatients with primary dysmenorrhea, a randomized double-blind clinical trial. So there you have it. So this specific combination is what they used in the trial, and it really did help with that menstrual pain. So this is really for all ladies out there. If you have any type of pain going on, it could be PCOS, it could be endometriosis, it could be menstrual pain. This is a great formulation for you. So just some coconut oil. I like to use the fractionated one, and I use about a 1/4 cup into a container. Then you're going to use a 2-to-1 ratio. So I'm going to do 10 drops of lavender essential oil. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 1 for good luck. And then 5 drops of the clary sage, and then 5 drops of the marjoram. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and maybe that was 1 for good luck. And then we've got the marjoram. And these are amazing essential oils. I love the fact, 3, 4, 5, there we go, that they smell so good, and you just sort of swish that around. And then what I would do was, of course, dip my fingers in and rub that on the abdomen. And I like to do this at bedtime because it's an amazing healing time for you, especially if you've got chronic inflammation, your body's detoxing, flushing out toxins as you're sleeping. You're going to do that in the morning as well. It's going to be all absorbed, so you don't have to worry about that. But if you do have pain throughout the day, just take a moment for yourself. If you can, get get some time as a mom or as someone who, is a busy lady, what you want to do is take some time for yourself and just lie down and rub that and just relax for 20 minutes. You're going to love the effects of that, and has that instant effect on that dysmenorrhea and that pain. Okay, so we are at quiz time. So if you didn't know, we have quiz questions in each show. And what we're talking about today is we're going to have 3 different quiz questions throughout the show, and you have the ability to win a prize. And this is from our great sponsors at VitaTree. We thank them for making this show possible in the first place. This is the turmeric that we're playing for today. We're going to announce last week's winner as well. So get ready, everyone. All you have to do, if you're here for the first time, I know there's so many new followers, and thank you for following. Please hit that share button as well, and make sure that you are following. Please make sure that you're subscribed as well so you can get in on the action. Maybe you can win this week, next week, whatever. Each week you have the ability to win, but you can only win if you are participating in the live shows, okay? All right, are we ready? We're playing for that turmeric. Here we go. It's quiz time. Question number 1. You're gonna have 30 seconds. Name a good food to eat in the evening if you must for better leptin levels. Ooh, isn't this tricky? So you had to follow and watch my show from last week. Okay, so get your answers in. You got 30 seconds. Here we go. And get your answers in. This is something we talked about last week. I'm tricking you. First question's a tough one. Something that you should be eating. All right, I see some already correct answers. Oh my goodness. Okay, so our steadfast people that are watching every week, I see that you have good retention, so good cognition as well, which is amazing. Good, good, good. Okay. Now, did everybody get their answers in? I hope so, because we're out of time. But before I reveal that answer, I want everybody to hit that share button. I want you to hit it 10, 20, 30 times. Are we ready? Everybody hitting that share? Are they coming in? Yes, 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 I see. Thank you for tuning in. Everybody shared. Okay, can I reveal? I see a lot of right answers in here. I'm very, very proud of my students. Here we go. Yes, nuts, seeds, golden milk. That's what we talked about in last week's show. The best things for keeping your hormones balanced, especially when you're trying to lose weight and balance those hormones, balancing those leptin levels, which is something I educate a lot of people about. Really, really important. Okay, congratulations, guys. All right, let's continue. Now, we want to congratulate last week's winner of the Vita Detox. It was Rosa Beraldo. Congratulations. Good job, Rosa. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for participating. Now, everybody who's just tuning in now, we still have a couple more quiz questions coming up, so you haven't missed anything. You still have the ability to win. Okay, we're talking about tips to burn belly fat. Now, that belly fat, where's my other fat? Here we go. We can have this fat, which is, of course, around the organs, which is visceral fat, but we can also have that subcutaneous fat. So you see this fat, I've got too much fat. Here we go. Well, not my fat, but this fat. Here we go. Here we can see that fat underneath the skin surface is what we want to be working on. Now, we can also have fat around the organs, as we can see with Lucy. Meet Lucy if you're here for the first time. This is Lucy. Say hi, Lucy. Sorry, I was so rough with you when we first started the show. I was picking her up and like flipping her over, but here we go. We can have that fat, of course, that visceral fat around the organs as well. So this is so important in terms of tips. I'm always sharing tips on what to do in terms of that belly fat and how you can, really improve your fat burning. And let's go through some of those tips. Now, we will be coming about and talking about how to live healthfully without a gallbladder. A lot of you asked that question, so we're going to be talking about that in just a few moments. But let's talk about the belly fat first. Here we go. Tip number 1, you want to stress less. Yes, stress has a lot to do, especially with that cortisol level. And this is something that going out into nature, and it's actually been proven, and there has a study that's been done, and here we can say going out into nature actually helps to decrease that stress. So there is a physiological stress recovery with the sounds of nature. So just being out in nature does something, believe it or not, to help with your belly fat, because it relaxes your nervous system. It relaxes that cortisol, that stress response, that fight or flight helps to relax. So and taking out, if you've got the pods or whatever in your ears and the headphones, take them out. You got to listen to the actual natural sounds in nature. to help with that belly fat, okay? Really important tip. How many of you have heard that before? If this is the first time you're hearing it, please put a 1 in the comments, because this is information that not everybody's gonna tell you, okay? But so simple at the same time. Okay, number 2, lift some weights. So in this study, it was found that, of course, aerobic plus resistance training was more effective in improving that visceral fat. So this is so important that we definitely, when we're trying to burn off that fat, what the research shows, lift some weights, okay? That's really gonna help you, especially for women. We have to help to maintain our muscle mass. Okay, let's go on to number 3. What else are we doing? We're increasing our omega-3 fats. This is so important. Those omega-3 fatty acids helps with our metabolism and that fat burning and that thermogenesis, and that's actually been found in the study as well. In this study, it was found the effect of omega-3 fatty acid supplementation on weight loss and, of course, cognitive function as well. So important that we're upping our omega-3s, and that's why one of the reasons why I will not go without taking my supplement every day for that, especially that DHA, that omega-3 fatty acid, okay? And number 4 on the list, green tea. We've talked about this in previous shows. Green tea is going to help, especially the studies show that those catagens, especially that EGCG, helps to and enhances exercise-induced abdominal fat loss. So targeting that belly fat, green tea, drink some green tea. I take it in a supplement as well to help to target that belly fat, okay? Which gets a little bit more difficult to deal with as you age. Who can agree here? I think so. Yes, I saw a lot of 1s in the comment. Yeah, awesome. New information for everybody. That's what I love to see. Okay, now let's talk about number 5, which is, of course, sleep. So getting that good night's sleep. This is when your thyroid, where's my thyroid? Your thyroid is most active when you're sleeping. Now, this isn't a large thyroid. It doesn't look like this. It shouldn't look like this. This is a goiter. But that thyroid can get into this situation if you're not sleeping. Your thyroid hormone peaks in the middle of the night. So this is important in terms of your metabolism, which we know our thyroid regulates our metabolism. And number 6, now this one is interesting, and I'm going to share this study with you, which I want you, if you have the time, the energy to look it up, really interesting. You know, everybody's doing intermittent fasting and they're not losing weight. If this is you, this could be why. And it's actually been shown in the research that especially in postmenopausal women with abdominal obesity, to decrease breakfast skipping to decrease the risk of abdominal obesity. I know there's a lot of double negatives in there. What it's saying is don't skip your breakfast. It's not good for belly fat. You're gonna have more belly fat the more you're doing that intermittent fasting and skipping that breakfast. Okay, so isn't that interesting? So please screenshot this really quickly so that you've got it. And then we're gonna go on to our viewer spotlight in just a second. Everybody's got it? Okay, awesome. So, our viewer spotlight. And I love all our viewers, all of your great positive feedback. And we like to call somebody out who's very special every single week. And this is Raina. So Raina G, thank you so much, because you said thank you so much for all your amazing health tips. So thankful to you and your team. Thank you, Raina. Love you, love you, love you. You've been, one of my followers for a very long time, and I truly, truly appreciate all the love. Okay, awesome, awesome. Now we're going to talk about the cumulative effects of cell phone use. Now I'm going to need, all right, that cell phone is here. Anybody who knows me knows that I try to keep this baby away from me as much as possible. People have a very difficult time reaching me, even my husband, which he doesn't like because it's hard to reach me. I don't like this thing anywhere near me, but of course we live in a modern world. We need our technology. We need to communicate, and most people now do have a cell phone. But how do we limit that exposure? And I've got, some great data that's going to prove to you that really you need to be doing it. It's not just me saying it. This has actually been studied we want to limit our exposure. I've got a great hack how to limit that 5G exposure and specific tips on how to do that. So that's coming up in just a second. Plus, we're going to be going to the kitchen to make that delicious pumpkin spice latte recipe, which you're going to love. Okay, but let's talk about this little equation, the cumulative effects of daily cell phone use. 1,000 hours is all it takes to induce a tumor risk, as found in the research. So 1,000, and this is what they found in this research, 1,000 hours, which is the equivalent of approximately just 17 minutes per day. Now, how many people are on their phone, talking on their phone for more than 17 minutes a day? Yeah. Increasing your tumor risk, especially for brain tumors, which they don't specifically go into, but cellular phone use and risk of tumors. And this is a systematic review and meta-analysis. So the data is there. As much as they want you to think that it's not there, it's important that we're limiting our use. Oops, and I put on the light on that. Sorry, I don't know how I did that. So this is really important, but I'm going to share my hack how to decrease that radiation, your EMFs from your cell phone. Please share, guys. Everybody please share. It helps to support my channel. I love the fact that you're all here. Please follow as well and subscribe. It's so great to have you all here. Such a great community that we have here on social media at the Dr. Janine Show. And let's go through my tips now. So one tip for that cell phone use is, number one, you're going to keep that phone away from you as much as possible. Number two, you want to do as much texting as possible versus being on a phone. So, and less talking on the phone, more texting, and keep it in airplane mode. Okay, so set your phones to airplane mode whenever you can, because your Wi-Fi is going to be less exposure than the actual cell phone signal. And tip number three is to turn off the 5G on your phone. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that. Now, hopefully you're going to be able to screenshot this. I will be posting a video specifically with a screen record as to how you do this. But for now, you can screenshot these. And if you can do it today to turn off that 5G on your cell phone. Okay, are we ready? And this is, I'm going to share both iPhone and Android, okay? So, settings. Everybody go to settings on your phone. You may not want to do this right now as you're watching the show, but you can do this later. You go to settings, then you go to cellular on iPhone and connections on an Android. Okay, so you click that, then you're going to see cellular data options on iPhone or mobile networks on an Android. So you're going to see that. You're going to click that. Then you go to voice and data, or data, some people say data, or network mode, and select LTE. So you're going to see that option, select LTE, because that's not 5G, okay? And then you're going to data mode, select low data mode. Okay, so please screenshot this if you're not able to do it in the moment. Please screenshot this so that you've got that. So important. But again, I will be doing a post on this so you can do it step by step. And of course, I do this for all my phones, my kids' phones, everybody, my husband, everybody. We took that 5G off. Okay, that's important because depending on the phone you have, it has a 5G antenna as well. And so the 11 is actually a better phone in terms of the iPhones, but the other models, most of the newer ones, the fancier ones have that 5G extra antenna in there. You want to shut that down, okay? That's going to limit. Now, I'm not saying that it's good to talk on your cell phone. That's not my message. But you're going to be limiting now that 5G signal. It'll be less radiation. I hope everybody loves that tip. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. Nice to see you. Thank you to everybody who's tuning in today. It's so great to have you all here. Please share. Hit that share button a few times. I love all those hearts and things coming in. It's amazing to have you all here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's now talk about our next quiz question. Now remember, we're playing for a prize. This is from our great sponsors at VitaTree Nutritionals, Whole Food Vitamins. We thank them for making the entire show possible. And we are playing for the turmeric. Okay, so this is amazing. Here we go. Are you ready? Question number 2. Name an essential oil that helps with period cramps, something that we talked about today. If you're just tuning in, just take a guess. You've got 30 seconds on the clock. Let's go now, and let's go. All right, everybody get your answers in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good job, everyone. Okay, 15 seconds. Please share. Everybody make sure that you're sharing. Please subscribe as well. And if you're a new follower, make sure that you are following. Okay, well, I see a lot of good answers coming in. Everybody has been here for a bit today, I guess, and you got your answers. Okay, so there we go. Lavender, clary sage, and marjoram. Those were the ones that we talked about today specifically for those cramps, which is amazing. Now we will be coming to quiz question number 3. You still have the opportunity to win a prize, and here we go. Now we're going to talk about living without a gallbladder. Now this is something that we had so many questions about, and when I'm on television, it's something that I also talk and share, specific things that you can do and take to help if your gallbladder has been removed. So the gallbladder, if everybody doesn't know, this is the liver. Can everybody see that? And here's the gallbladder. Now, you can still have, of course, gallbladder issues. We're going to go to the diagram of the gallbladder in just a second. But you can still have issues with your gallbladder even if it's been removed out of your body. And some people even have more issues after it's been removed, and that's what we're going to be talking about. But what's interesting is that your cystic duct actually takes over for that gallbladder. Once the gallbladder is removed, the cystic duct in this area actually takes over for concentrating that bile after that has been removed. So you can still have stones happening here and sludge happening here in this area if your liver gallbladder function is not optimized. And that's why we're going to talk about the tips as to how to actually do that. And what the gallbladder does is it secretes bile to emulsify your fat. So you do need to have this function with the liver in hand as well, and those bile salts to help to digest your fats. That's what it means, so that you're also digesting your fat-soluble vitamins. So vitamin A, D, E, and K, for their proper absorption and utilization in your body, you need to have that proper gallbladder function, which is so important. It also helps to convert your thyroid hormone. So for your thyroid function, your metabolism, you got to get this right in terms of your gallbladder, even if it's been removed. So that's why we're going to talk about these tips, because that has a lot to do with that weight loss as well. Okay, so when we're talking about living without that gallbladder, here are some tips. Okay, we're going to go through the list. Tip number 1 is digestive enzymes. This is something that I've helped so many people with and my patients over the years. Taking something that is a plant-based enzyme, but also specifically has a lipase in there to break down fats, lipase, so breaking down those fats, really important for that gallbladder. Tip number 2 is that full body detox. So it's something that I talk a lot about. Now, before I get to number 3, please hit that share button. Thank you for supporting my channel, everyone. It helps to support me when you hit that share button, when you hit those likes and all those hearts and send in those gifts. Thank you. I see some gifts moving forward. Thank you so much. It's so kind of you. It really does help to support the channel so that we can come back week after week to give you this great information, of course, for all my posting as well. I have an entire team, helps to support that team. Thank you so, so much. Okay, so thank you. I'm gonna go. Thank you, guys. Thanks for all those shares. I see them coming through. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let's go to number 3, one of my favorite things for the gallbladder and for liver function and to help with our fat as well is that turmeric, especially with a concentrated curcumin. That's what you're looking for when you're taking that. And I'm not talking about just adding turmeric into, I saw it in the spice aisle today. You got to be careful when you're purchasing different spices and things because, unfortunately, turmeric can be very high in lead, so that's something that you have to really be aware of that you don't want to have. And I'm going to need my poops in just a second, so sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. But yeah, you want to be aware because a lot of spices can be contaminated with heavy metal toxins, so that's something that's important. Now, we will be talking about, and the poop tray is coming in just a second, I promise, because what does your poop look like if your gallbladder has been removed? Often there's an issue, okay? So we're going to come back to that. So I love the turmeric and the curcumin. And number 4 on the list is probiotics. So we've got to put those good guys back into that gut. Say hello to Lucy again. Putting those good guys back into that microbiome is really important for, especially if your gallbladder has been removed, because now it's even more important that you have that healthy microbiome, okay? So I want to say thank you to all of my super fans. You make it so fun for me to come here every week. And of course, all of your great and generosity throughout the week when we look at all of the commenting that happens on all of the social media platforms. I truly appreciate all of you. It's so amazing. And to everyone who does support what I do and what the team here does, and of course supporting the channel, I love you all. Thank you so much, and congratulations to you all for being super fans. Thank you so much. Your generosity it's amazing. It really is amazing. I'm always amazed week after week. So thank you very much. Okay, are we going to the kitchen? We're going to the kitchen. Now we're going to talk about some of the problems with the conventional. Everybody knows when it's PSL. Does everybody know what that is? Pumpkin spice latte time. And a certain time, depending if you go to those big coffee houses, the one with the green mermaid girl on the cup, yes. The typical pumpkin spice latte is a little bit scary. So let's look at what a typical, and this is for a grande size. Okay, we talk about that belly fat and the fat loss all the time. Well, this could be one of the culprits. Here we go. Calories, 390 in a grande pumpkin spice latte. Total fat, 14 grams. I'm not, fat is not a bad thing. You're gonna see my recipe does have some fat, but it's not the same as this, okay? Saturated fat, I'm okay with that. Cholesterol, I'm okay with that. Carbohydrates, this is where I have an issue. 52 grams of carbohydrates in a grande pumpkin spice latte, the typical one, not the one that we're making. And no fiber, of course. 50 grams of sugar, hello? I mean, some diets, if you're doing a low carb diet, that's your max for the day, would be your pumpkin spice latte in terms of carbohydrates. Scary stuff. A little bit of protein, that's okay, and there is caffeine. I'm okay with caffeine. It actually helps to target that belly fat, not a bad thing. But let's go over and make a healthier pumpkin spice latte that you are going to love. It's something, it's a staple for me, especially this time of year. I don't know, with the colder temperatures here in Canada, if you're in the US, if you're not living, too close to the equator, and please let me know where everybody's from. Thank you, Marty, for tuning in. Klein, hello, the chosen queen. Thank you for tuning in. You guys are the best. Awesome. Stacy has some questions as well. My team behind the scenes is trying to answer your questions as we go on as well. Okay, so this is what we're doing for a healthier pumpkin spice latte. I will be answering some of your questions in a few moments as well, so don't go anywhere, but here we go. Okay, so we've got some brewed coffee. That could be any coffee that you like. It could be cold as well. So this could be on ice. This is something that you can do with this recipe, either hot or cold. I like the hotter coffee now, getting into the cooler temperatures here, but if you're in a hot climate, absolutely you can do this iced. Same recipe, okay? So I've got some cream. And this is about 2 tablespoons, and this is a grass-fed cream. Now you could do any creamer that you like. It could be almond, oat, whatever. I have my issues with oat, and that's for another day. Something that I've talked about in my post, you can look that up. But you're just gonna froth this up, and this is funny because when people are, there we go. Allow me, oh no, there we go. Yeah, and we're gonna froth. Now, there's a whole joke about this frothing thing and live television with me, whether I was allowed to actually have it on live television as per my own rules, because I know that on live TV or on a live show like this, things could go very wrong with the frother, but it's in a mason jar, and we're gonna share the recipe so you've got it and you can screenshot in just a second. So I like to froth it a little bit. Now I'm adding in my pumpkin spice. So you can do any combination of spices, but you can actually purchase pumpkin spice. Sometimes this time of year it's a little bit hard to find. And I just put a few little shakes of that in, and the recipe will tell you how much in just a second, and you're gonna froth that in. Now if you want to sweeten this, you certainly could sweeten with a little bit of stevia, monk fruit, sugar, honey, whatever you want. It's totally up to you, and depending on what you do and what's best for you. And frothing that up, and then all we're doing, so please share, guys. It's so great to have you all here. Please hit that share button before I do the whole reveal of the frothed cream on top of the coffee. It is so yummy. Now look at how yummy that is. And then we get the froth, and you get that spice in there, and without all of that carbohydrate. So, and I'm telling you, it is delicious. You won't even know that you're missing the one that you get at that very, bougie coffee place. You're gonna love it, okay? So here we go. I'm gonna show you the recipe. Let me just have my sip, 1 second. It really is so good. Love it. Okay, let me show you the recipe. It's so easy. And once you make this the first time, you're gonna be like, okay, why did I ever spend not only like the $6 on the other one, but why did I ever even, sacrifice all of those carbohydrates, all that sugar, when you can make it so deliciously on your own? So here we go. You've got your grass-fed cream or any type of creamer that you like, and you can put, if you want it a little bit sweeter, I find that I don't need it because of the spice, but if you wanted a little bit of that monk fruit or stevia, you could add a dash of that into the mix, a 1/4 teaspoon of that pumpkin pie spice, and your coffee. And remember, it could be hot or it could be ice, so I like it warmer in this season. And then you're just going to froth your ingredients in your mason jar so it doesn't go everywhere. And then you're just gonna pour that over your coffee, and you will absolutely love it. Okay, so please, I want everybody to make this and let me know how it goes next week. I'll ask you about it if you're enjoying that recipe. Okay, we're at quiz question number 3 already. Oh my goodness. This show just like it flew by today. So great to have you all here. Thank you for following. I see that, Sandy. Thank you for following. We do this every Tuesday at this time, and we talk about all different topics in natural ways to help your body to detox, how to lose that fat, and things, of course, that are new and emerging in the research. What we talk about, and a little bit differently. I would like to think of, what everybody else is talking about, because I do a lot of research, which is so important. Okay, are we ready? Here we go. We are at quiz question number 3. If you're just tuning in now, you have the ability to win a prize. So we're playing for the turmeric from our great sponsors at Vitatree this week. So glad to have you all here. And all you have to do is attempt to answer that question. You don't even need to get it right, but just this one's an easy one. True or false? 50-50 chance. Here we go. Here we go. You can still have gallbladder issues even after it's been removed. You've got 30 seconds. Get your answers in now. All right, let's go. Okay. Everybody get your answers in. I see everybody's doing a great job. You've got 10 seconds left. 50-50, just take a stab at it. You got it. Everybody, okay, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, did everybody hit that share button before I reveal the answer? I hope so. Everybody hit that share, please, for me. Thank you for supporting my channel, and thank you to everybody who tuned in today, and all the new followers that are here as well. It's so great to have you all here. You guys are the best. Okay, amazing. Everybody got their answers in? All right, let's see. Of course, it is true, yes. So even after that gallbladder is removed, we did a whole section on gallbladder health. Even if it's not been removed, if you do still have a gallbladder, and what do your poops look like if your gallbladder has been removed? It could be a lighter floating poop. Okay, so if you've not yet seen, if I know a lot of new people are here today, maybe you have seen me on social media or on the New York Post, talking about poop. Yeah, that's what I do, and that's what everybody seems to love when I talk about poop, so I'm going to talk about poop. But if your poops are lighter in color and they're floating, that means you're not emulsifying your fats, okay? Your poops ideally should look like this, a dark sinker, and what I always say is the gold standard, an S-shaped dark sinker is your best poop. That means that it has enough length and solidity and volume and fiber and essential fats that it has left your body, and it's sinking, meaning that those fats are emulsified. When it's floating, that's an indication of poor liver gallbladder health. And because we know that water and fats, so again, it's going to be floating. That fat is floating to the surface. It's not emulsified and sinking down because you have compromised liver gallbladder health, okay? So there you have it. So if you're just tuning in right now, we talked about poops today. We talked about endometriosis as well. So how great and grateful to have you all here. We talked a little bit about belly fat, and we talked about safer cell phone use. And if there's anything that I've talked about today, whether you're tuning in now or you've been here for the whole show, and we do move a little bit quickly, so please let me know if there's anything that you want to see on the screens again so that you can screenshot. If you missed anything, we will pull that up. Thank you. Hello from Marco from Guatemala. Nice to have you here. Thank you for tuning in today. And I love this show because I get to connect with people from all over the world, which is so amazing. And someone is here from North Okanagan in BC. Hello, Baking Mama of 3. What did you bake, Baking Mama of 3? Please let me know what you made over Thanksgiving weekend. I'm guessing that you made something yummy for your family. So please let me know what it was. I made 3 apple crisps, and oh my goodness, one was a gift, 2 were for my family. We downed them like that. And yes, hubby, if you're watching, I did save you a little piece, okay? It's in the freezer. He asked for that. Please save me some because I'm not there. So I want it. So I did. I have a little piece for you. It's in the freezer, and you are so lucky that I did that because I wanted to devour that last piece, of course, myself. And I enjoyed my apple crisp with my vanilla ice cream. It's all about balance in life. As much as we talk about burning belly fat and the sugar, it's all about balance and finding that balance and enjoying life. Okay. We want to go back to the cell phone tips. Okay, let's go back to that. Thank you for tuning in. And we are almost at 100 shares, so please hit that share button, everyone. It's so much fun when we get and hit those milestones, which is amazing. So we're going to go back to the cell phone use and how to do that. We're almost there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, we're almost there. Thank you. And they're tallying up. We're almost there. Thank you for the shares. I know a bunch of you, when I go on people's lives, I love to hit that button as quickly as possible. Okay, we're going to update in just a second. And the smartwatch, Antoinette, great question. Don't like them, don't wear them. We had them, all the kids, my husband, we don't wear them anymore. That's just my own opinion, of course. Anything like this is way too much EMF for me right now. Yeah, like we are super sensitive, and having all these devices, you've got to counteract your exposure, and depending on how much exposure you have every day, you've got to counteract that by doing healthy things, okay, to really balance out that EMF exposure. Hello in Indonesia, nice to have you here. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, love the show. Okay, here we go, and all the people that I get to meet in that social media type of way in the comments. Nice to have you here. I'm so blessed to have you all here. Okay. And did I hear from the baking mama what she made? Okay, you guys let me know what she made, because I hope she's going to comment back, because I know she made something on the weekend. For me, it was apple crisp. Okay, thank you. And okay, somebody wants my apple crisp recipe. Okay, well, maybe that's something I have to share as well. That would be awesome. Okay, so cell phone use, how to turn off that 5G on your phone to decrease your 5G exposure. Here we go. You're going to go to settings on your phone, okay? Then you're going to go to cellular or connections. So if you're on Android, you're going to connections. If you're on everything on the left, so the first thing that we mentioned is on an iPhone, okay? And now I want you to screenshot this if you can screenshot. You're going to then go to cellular, then you're going to click cellular data options, or it may say mobile networks. Then we're going to voice and data, network mode, and you're going to select LTE. So you're taking it off 5G. Most likely it says 5G right now. You're going to take it off, you're going to put it on LTE. And then data mode, which is just on an iPhone, you're going to select that low data mode, because you can still have an option for the 5G there, so it's kind of hidden. So you want to select that low data mode. So make sure you're doing that on your cell phone, okay? Has everybody got it? That's really, really important. And then you'll see in the upper bars, so maybe I'll show you this really quickly. I'll hand you this, and I gotta look at how are we doing? Yes, okay, awesome, awesome. Almost at those 100 shares, thanks guys. Hit that share button. Okay, well, I'm gonna announce when we get there. Okay, so what it will say then in your upper corner here usually is that it's going to say LTE. Okay, so it'll come off, right now it may say 5G on your phone, it'll come off the 5G, it'll go to LTE, okay, so that's gonna help you. There you go. I hope that helps. All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. Anything else that we wanted to see? Oh, somebody made a cheese flan. I've never made a flan. Oh my God, just the word flan scares me. But I gotta look at how you do that. Congratulations, awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, here we can see, thank you so much. So see how it says LTE at the top? It doesn't say 5G, that's important. Okay, so you're gonna look for that on your cell phone, depending if it's, I think on the Android as well, because that's an iPhone, that you can make that change. Okay, awesome, thank you for tuning in. Yes, Dr. Janine, you made a keto low-carb pumpkin pies for Thanksgiving this past weekend, and nobody could tell that it was gluten-free. Well, hello to you, baking mama of 3. You are my hero. Yeah, this is so funny, because it was the only time I announced to everyone, this is, because they know me, I do keto, low carb, low sugar. Most of my recipes are like that, but this time I was like full sugar in on the everything else was organic, and the apples that we picked, actually amazing. That was our family sort of outing yesterday. We saw some baby lambs. Oh my God, it was such a great day. But yes, so everything organic, but it had the full sugar, and it was delicious. It was delicious. But congratulations, you did the keto low carb pumpkin pie. Awesome. Maybe you should share your recipe with me. That's one I haven't done. Awesome. Okay, thank you. And Heather, thank you so much. You're so kind. It's so great to have you all here today. Okay, so what are we talking about next week? Well, I'm going to share my green smoothie recipe. And hey, if Baking Mama Mama of 3 is going to share her pumpkin pie recipe with us. Maybe she'll send it in. Maybe I can give you a sneak peek of what that looks like, and you can do it low carb. We're going to have to wait on Baking Mama of 3 for that, so we'll see. Okay, so thank you so much for everyone who tuned in today, and please be kind to yourselves. Do everything that you can to live your healthiest life. Make that change. If you do have a cell phone, please, which I think most of you do, make that change on your cell phones. That's going to have a big impact, especially if you're prone to, electromagnetic frequencies, which we all are. It can really rob your energy. And we'll check in next week and see how you're feeling after making that change. I always endeavor to educate everyone in a natural way about the own healing powers that are in your body, mind, and spirit. It was so great to have you all here today, and we'll see you next week. Bye.